Hello everyone. In today's video I was going to be continuing my Tears of the Kingdom playthrough. Last time we were playing we got the King's Scale, and as you can see, I'll show you all my inventory right here. Basically now we gotta return back to Sidon, so that's where we're headed now. If my voice sounds a little bit strange on the video today, that's because I was sick recently, so I'm still kind of recovering. Now we're just going up all the waterfalls to get back up there. I forgot how the order happened, but I'm pretty sure a boss fight will be coming up, so I'm just going to add something to my weapon to make it stronger. I'll add this. Something simple but effective. Oh yeah, because I'm in the water, it does twice as much damage because of the weapon I'm using. Alright, now if you see that big mess over there, we gotta go there, basically, where all those rocks are. We're gonna use a balloon to get there. I don't think you need any battery upgrades for this, but also Nintendo gives the player some batteries to use for this part, so we'll just add them on. They don't have to be perfect, we just gotta get them on there. And there should be a flame emitter around here somewhere. Oh, it was there. Already my first time doing this, I just did something else. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to get my own flame emitter. I think I have some. When I finish using it for this balloon, I might add it to my shield if they let me. Realizing now I could have just went to go fly to the waterfall, and then I could have gone up there, but it's fine. This area up here may seem hard or crazy. The first time I did this, it took me and my dad, because we did the first playthrough together, it took like hours to do this. It was really crazy. We were trying to look for, because it says that they want the player to use the Mark of the King, the King's Scale, on one of these that looks like a water droplet. However, none of these look like water droplets. And it got confusing, and then we just ended up looking up the video and figured out that, yep, you could see it right there. All the rocks lining up. Now we're going to shoot the King's Scale through it. Just so you know, you cannot sell the King's Scales to get like infinite rupees or anything like that. And also, if you do run out of these while trying to do this quest, he'll give you more of them, even after you beat the Zora dungeon. As you can see, it's been activated. I'm actually going to sit down in real life with my ridiculously loud chair. But as you could see, the King's Scale is now going into the lake and revealing the path to us. Now we have to head to him ourselves. Which I believe this is the before mentioned, yeah, this is the part with the boss fight. I'll just skip the cutscene stuff. Now it's showing us how to use his ability. This is a one-time thing, so if you had the camera ruin, you would have been able to take a picture of this boss. But I don't, so I don't have to worry about it. If you don't get the picture now, you can buy the picture later at the tech lab. Basically, it's kind of like every other like enemy. Which, as you can see, we're just going to town on this one. I think I made this look pretty easy, actually. I need to use Sidon's water wall. Unfortunately, the water ability really only comes in handy for like this one part of the game where you have to clean up all the sludge and mud. After that, I just feel like the player doesn't really end up using it as much. But it can be used as a force field, and it has some other uses. Alright, now we have to head to the lake over there, where the arrow landed. I'm also going to grab this chest that the boss dropped. Royal Claymore. This is actually pretty helpful. It says it does 14 damage there. However, weapons are kind of have a complicated system where the two-handed ones like this one do more damage than it says, and spears do less damage than what it says, and one-handed weapons are like the most honest weapon you can find. Like I say, the whole weapon thing is kind of crazy. I think someone discovered in the game files that about them doing less and more damage and other things like that. A bright-eyed crab. If you follow this water slide up, you can get to the lake by flying there. On my main account, one time I had gotten a sled and just went down this like a giant water slide. It was actually pretty fun. Although it's kind of hard to steer. Which, you could see this is where the Mythos statue is from Breath of the Wild. They moved it up here. Which over here is where you dive down. Alright. Now we just gotta fly over there. If the water looks dirty and you land in it, don't worry because you don't get damaged or anything. Alright, now we're gonna talk to him. Alright, now he's creating a giant whirlpool, which we're gonna jump into it. Now we made it to a secret area. Well, secret, but it's also a main part of the story. If you have any hammers, now's going to be your time to pull them out, because we're going to need a hammer for this segment. However, if you want this chest right here, that'd be your chance to grab it. Which I'll show you all why we need a hammer in a minute. Zora sword. This might be like one of the best weapons in the game, if used correctly. I'll get rid of the cork leaf guster, mainly just because we could get other ones at different times. Which, if you see there, if you look at that rock right there, basically we're going to be smashing that with the before mentioned hammer. Now the water can flow into this room, which now we can get up higher. Also, this is a wet cave, so the walls are slippery. Alright. The wind ability comes in handy at the start of the game. Alright. Now, basically we're just going to be doing that same thing in this room. Here we go. There's the next one over there. Doesn't matter what order you do these in, however, you want to make sure you get them eventually. If you're worried about missing something down there, don't worry, because after you beat the dungeon, this area dries up again, and then the player can come back to this. Alright, let's see what's in here. The Zora shield. Better than my current one. However, I like to save my good shields for better fights, so I'll just use the Bokoblin one. Okay. I have no idea if this wacky invention's gonna work or not, but I could try. Ah, it did. Okay, now we just gotta break this open. Which, as you can see, the water flowed into the main room. Which you can see the next one's up there that we have to head to. I'm actually going to restore that heart. There's a special rule with enemies in that if it's like a powerful enemy that can one-shot you, if you're full on health, no matter what, the enemy won't be able to kill you in one hit. However, the Gleeok enemy, the three-headed dragon enemy, is an exception to this. Alright. Which I believe we head down this way and ascend. which, as you can see, the big one's right here. Smash it open. Now we can use this ladder to get out of here and back to the main room. The walls in here reminded me of the water dungeon in Ocarina of Time. If a lot of y'all played that game, you know how hard that dungeon is. Actually, I can't remember if it was easy or hard. It's been a while since I've actually played that game. Here's where the arrow landed. However, you don't find it here anymore. Now we're just going to activate this. Alright, now that we have this, basically we gotta go up the big waterfall, which I'm going to switch back to the spear I was using. This will lead us to the Wellspring Island, which is where the dungeon is. As you can see, we're going insanely fast up to the skies, which you probably saw that big blue circle. Basically, this is a low gravity area. As you can see, we can jump around, which, as you all can see now, this is where the sludge is coming from. Tulin's ability comes in handy here, because as you can see, I can just jump up and do that. Also, you can enter bullet time here and shoot enemies real easily. So this area up here has its advantages. However, just because you have low gravity here doesn't mean you'll be able to have it forever in other locations, unfortunately. Well, it would be fun. Which you can see that he's here, which he's gonna head up to the top. Alright, I was doing something in the background right now. Anyways, now we're gonna go on here and ride this bubble to the top. Alright, now we're just gonna be doing this. Which basically now we're just going to ride the bubbles up. Tulin's ability will come in handy here. Now we're just going to go as high as we can. As you can see, we're able to get to this one. Now we just gotta wait. That one's going off course because it would have gone here. It's because of the Tulin's wind ability. As you can blow these around pretty much. Now we can go on here ourselves and fly on over to the next and final one. If you fall down there, you'll fall down there with the enemies and have to fly all the way back over there and redo this whole process. So try not to fall. Level 3 Construct, 2 of them actually. Our weapon's actually doing a massive damage to them. Get the horn. And just keep beating them down. Perfect. Here you'll see a lot of sludge, but what they want the player to do is use the hydrant. As you can see, it cleans up this stuff in an instant. You can add the hydrant to your weapons to automatically get rid of it when you attack it. However, it does make the weapon take damage. We're almost to the top, or at least the area we need to be at. Which, if you see that area right there, that's this thing. We just gotta clean it off. I'm actually gonna take this hydrant with me. You never know, it could come in handy. Now here, Tulin's ability is really helpful. Like, more helpful than it's ever been. If you do what I did and accidentally miss, don't worry, you can just fly back a little bit and get it. But now we're gonna go get that shrine up there, just so that way if we fall off again, we'll be fine. Alright, here's the shrine. Alrighty, now we gotta head up here. Basically, they want the player to fly with a plane. They have plenty of them here for the player to use. They want the player to come down here. They give the player enough time to get launched and into position. If you just stand on the middle part, you should be fine. But then jump off and fly. It looks like one of those Captain Constructs. Actually, I can get my better combat gear with higher defense. Just beat him down before he defeats me. Another strong construct bow. And the Captain Construct 2 horn. Oh wait, I have the Zora armor. You know, I jumped into that and for a second I was wondering why I didn't go up, but I just realized I didn't have the Zora armor. Basically, now we're going to do what we were doing earlier and continue heading upwards. We're almost to the top, I think. You could try to go to those 3 right there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now we can head to them. Just that way we don't fall off. There's a bunch of powerful enemies here. These guys you could just easily fly past like I'm doing right now. Now we're just jumping up higher. Now here, we gotta use the recall ability to rewind. As you can see, we're heading up here, which we've almost made it to the top. This machine is gonna blow out bubbles. However, we need to get it positioned correctly, so that way the bubbles go upwards. Which now we can hop into it, and basically we're just, oh, that time it failed. Never mind. Basically you are doing this. Here you go, this time it should work. Which, my right is here, which is this giant bubble. As you can see, it worked this time. Which over there is pretty much when you get to the main dungeon. Alright, just fly through here. If you see this, hit it with a splash fruit, or actually better yet, use the hydrant. And I'm pretty sure there's opal in here. Yes, I am right. We're gonna need a plane for this part. Basically, they want the player to build some nice airplane that they can use to get to the top. I'm just gonna go for a more simple design. Here we go. Now we're gonna need 3 fans, which is kind of a pro strategy to move multiple items by just connecting them. Alright. The minimum to gain altitude is 3 fans. I'm pretty sure we can use less than that, but yeah. It's kind of hard to jump onto this plane, especially in this area. Stand on the back so that way it goes forward. Which you can see we're flying over. And landed in the right spot. Now we can use his water ability, which we're going to need it right now, to deal with that enemy. So whatever you do, don't get hit by his attack, because it will hurt. Just be careful when you're fighting him. That was so close. He's almost defeated. Perfect. I'm going to add the beam emitter to my shield. And of course pick up his stuff. Mighty Construct Bow. Here's where the real dungeon begins. This is like the longest segment of the game. Now we're just going to climb the waterfall to the top. And I'll, as usual, skip all the cutscene stuff. Alright, basically, the player learns that this is the source of all the sludge, as you can see by literally launching it everywhere. I'm actually curious to know what happens when the player touches... Oh, wait. Oh, the player can touch this stuff, actually. That was a first time thing for me. It says there's one terminal here, although it's in the floor below us. So that's where we're going to be headed. Which we need Sidon, so we'll have to wait for him to teleport to us. Where is he? There he is. And as you can see, we're going to use his water, which the force field went out. If you look down there, you can see the orb that we need to grab. Oops. Let's see here. Now, as you can see, we can throw it really far and jump really far ourselves. Basically, we're just getting the ball up here. Which now we're going to get ourselves up there as well. Now we're going to get the orb into here, which that'll activate this door, which we need to use Sidon's ability on it. However, we need to use the rewind, so that way it gets in there, and then grab Sidon's ability. Now when the orb gets in there, it's not activating. Oh, it left. Okay. The other alternative is putting it on here, and as soon as my battery reloads, I'm going to hit this thing and just shove the orb in there myself. Which that one works, but the rewind's more complicated, so it's better to do the Ultra Hand one. As you can see, that's the first terminal activated out of 3 more. Now we have to head up here. Which now we're just heading back to the top. As you can see, jumping and climbing in here is really effective. And now we just gotta jump. There's some more enemies here for us to deal with. I hope my reinforcements come soon. As you can see, because I had max or a certain amount of health, he wasn't able to defeat me. I'm actually gonna get my better gear. Not sure if it'll do much of a difference. Oh, there we go. Now they actually showed up. If you knock them in the water, they'll die instantly, since enemies can't swim. Watch, as you can see, I'm using that to my advantage. Which Sidon was able to get him perfectly aligned into the water. And I believe there was one more that was shooting at us. This guy will be easy to defeat, just gotta keep shooting him with arrows. I'm actually gonna save the rest of mine. Mighty Construct Bow. I'm pretty sure that's the best variant of Construct Bow. Right, which now at this point you're probably wondering, what do I do with that orb? Well, as you can see here, we're going to be throwing some water-based item at it. In this case we have enough splash fruit. If you don't have any, Sidon's water wall could also work. Actually, you can use it to clear up the ground here. Is that better than the one I have currently? It is actually. I'm actually going to switch to using that one. Now we're just going to put the orb on one of these bubbles and fly up there as well. As you can see, the bubble's taking the orb up. Now I need to wait for my turn. Actually, get my Zora armor re-equipped. Which, if everything works out, the orb should be up here. But, oh, it's up there. That's where it is. I hope it falls soon, so that way it falls in the water. There we go. Perfect. Right where I wanted it to land. Basically, we're going to put it on top of where this switch is. Which that would activate this door down here. Now it's going to be a careful procedure, but basically we're going to grab this and the ball's going to go down there. However, we can use Ultra Hand to kind of wedge the door to stop. So now we're going to, as you can see, some smart thinking. We're able to get the weapon to keep the door open, which this will give us more than enough time to activate it. Originally, you would have had to pull it up, then use the rewind on it, and then quickly, in panic, grab Sidon's ability, then use it on here. Which it becomes a whole crazy process. If you don't have a weapon, like if you're doing a no weapon run, you could use a shield there as well. Basically just anything you can drop on the ground. I'm actually going to do an experiment right now. Can I use food to wedge it there? Oh, no, actually. Makes sense. The other two are going to be on the opposite side. Which, as you can see, is a captain construct in the middle. It was not originally there. Now we're just going to quickly try to spin to defeat him. Which, mission success, we were able to get him. Which he dropped his bow, which I will be taking. This object here is a frost emitter. Basically the exact opposite of a flame emitter. I'm going to add it onto this weapon, because why not? See, I was using this weapon right now. With some choo-choo jellies. Everything's in slow motion here. If you look there, basically we're going to use a splash fruit on there. If you don't have a bow and arrows, there's some spears here. I'm pretty sure they want the player to use the giant water bubble on there, and then throw it out there. But as you can see, we're able to get it done without it. We just need a splash fruit. Now we're going to glide over here. Which I believe we got to rewind to this one. If you start rewinding it, it won't burst on you. Which now we're going to use this to our advantage. And I'm going to go back to sitting down because I had actually stood up. Now we got to use electricity here. The concept for this part's pretty simple. Basically put that there. That's going to weigh that down. And then put one here. And now put it in the water ourselves, and as you can see, it's generating enough power. Now we're going to grab this one with Ultra Hand, make sure Sidon's in position, and put that there. Which the door has been activated. Now we need to quickly go in there and use it. Alright, after that one, now we're going to head all the way to that thing. A huge spinning thing. Actually going to stand back up again. Basically this one's going to be like a timing thing. As you can see the inside of it, I don't know if you can see, it's covered in sludge. Basically we're going to go into bullet time at the right time and shoot it. If it would let us. Uh-oh. As you can see, we activated it. Which that's how they would have... Well, actually, I'm pretty sure they had a different idea in mind. But that's just the easiest way I found, because this thing's like super, super hard. Well, this is the last one. Now it's time for the boss fight, which you'll see him, well, you'll see it right now. If you don't have enough weapons and stuff, now'd be your time to prepare, although my weapons are pretty good, and I have enough arrows, I'd say, and meals. You don't need the Zora armor for this fight, so switch to your thing with the highest defense. But anyways, now I'm going to activate the terminal. The player then figures out what the boss is, which is the Frost Emitter is still here, the Frost Emitter Club. Basically, we're just going to use Sidon's water ability on him. The hardest thing about this boss fight is that there's an impossible attack that he does, where literally there's like nothing the player can do to dodge it except use Sidon's water ability. Depending on the weapon you use, the size and range of the water wall will vary. If you want to get him out without the water wall, just use the splash fruit, but you'll have to hit him twice. It's a bit easier than angling Sidon's ability for the right attack at the right timing, but you can always do whatever you want to do. My weapon broke. I'm going to switch to the Hinox hammer. Ah, I missed. That's fine, I have enough splash fruit anyways. Got him. Pretty sure this weapon might do more damage than the last time. You're going to want some arrows for the secondary phase though, because it is pretty hard. Well, without it anyways. And it's time for the second phase. Same rules apply. The sludge does not damage the player. However, it does slow you down. That's the impossible attack. I have Sidon's water wall, so... Oh. It still hit me? You can see what I mean by impossible attack. Ah, he hit me. But I also hit him. Now here you're going to want to go into bullet time and shoot him, because if he touches the sludge, well right now it's fine because he's down. But if you didn't shoot him, he would have been swimming through it, and it's super hard to hit him with the arrow when he's just constantly swimming through it and jumping from puddle to puddle. In this case he can't be dodged because, you know, I did enough damage to him. I'm going to grab Sidon's water wall again, which you can use to kind of clean up some of the sludge that's here. If you want any pictures of him for Kilton's monster gallery or or for the Hyrule Compendium, now would be your chance to get it. Which, as you can see, I was able to shoot him just fine with the arrow. Now I gotta hit him a bunch of times. I'm all out of stamina now. How much more splash fruit do I have? 4 more splash fruit. I'm gonna have to get him on this last one because it's my last arrow. Otherwise, this fight's gonna be a lot harder. I'll use this one. Haha, we got him. I'm actually gonna pick up that Frost Emitter Club just so I can have it on me. Probably should have gotten the heart container first. But as usual, you get the heart container, and you'll get his ability as well. I'm just gonna skip the cutscene stuff as usual. Alright, now that we did that, the Zora segment of the game's been done, and now we have Sidon's ability, which basically we can create a force field that has separate uses. But also another thing that changes, the original King, Zora, gives his command to Sidon, since he saved the domain. Which, yeah. Basically, if you want to prepare for the next episode, I'd prepare some rupees. I'm personally going to need more arrows, but you're going to want to have a lot of rupees for this next episode. Well anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, so please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Goodbye.